I live in bear country, and for the next 7 days, I'm gonna set out to find all of the most highly populated areas of bears in the hopes I'll capture one on camera. Join me and my crew as we explore deep in the Alberta wilderness in the hopes of running into bears. My name is Justin, and this is Off the Clock. Before we can begin the journey, it's time to do a quick inventory of our gear. I'm quite an over-planner when it comes to trips like this, and I want to make sure that I have everything I need in case of an emergency, since I tend to go alone on trips like this. However, for this journey, I will have a couple guests.
That's so nice.
Joining me for the first leg of this journey is my wife Tegan, as well as my parents and sister trailing behind us in their Toyota 4Runner.
All right, we have made it to...
Oh, the area?
Yes.
We've made it to Peter Lougheed National Park.
Area.
Yeah.
Wildlife count so far, we've seen 4 deers, 2 mountain sheeps, no bears. So keep you updated on that. Setting up the tent.
Do you think we're gonna see any bears?
Probably. The guy came over, the campground guy, and he was like, so yeah, it's very frequent that we see the mama with her cubs. They come strolling through, and they're always grizzlies. So yeah, the black bears are on the other side.
Great. He's like, oh, those docile bears? Not here. We got the crazy bears. To the unfamiliar, black bears and grizzly bears can look surprisingly similar. Both call the forests, valleys, and mountain slopes home, but when you know what to look for, the differences become quite clear. Black bears are the most common bear you'll encounter here in Kananaskis. Despite their name, they aren't always black. Many are brown, cinnamon, or even blonde in color. Adult males typically weigh between 150 and 300 pounds and have a straight facial profile, taller ears, and no shoulder hump. Black bears are generally shy and will usually avoid people whenever possible. Last summer we happened to run into some black bear cubs, and although we wanted to stick around and take a look at these cuties, we knew Mama was close by, and that is certainly the black bear you don't want to mess with. Let's talk grizzlies. Grizzly bears are a different story. Also known as brown bears, grizzlies are larger, stronger, and easier to identify by the massive muscle hump above their shoulders and their distinct dish-shaped face. Adult males can weigh anywhere from 400 to over 700 pounds in Alberta's Rocky Mountains. Kananaskis is home to an estimated of 50 to 75 grizzly bears, making them far less common, but still not a bear you want to run into. This is the first trip out where I'm going to be testing my new canopy. I got it to provide a little extra shelter for the Bronco, since this is our primary sleeping space.
They bought everything with this Ford Bronco. But then sometimes I feel good after a cheat day and I think, oh, I'll keep doing it all the time then. I was looking at it earlier and
Apparently, 1 or 2 campsites over from us is like the typical grazing path or something for these bears. So, you know, they come often, every few days, 4 or 5 days. So, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing them, but tomorrow. As we settled down for the night, me and my wife Tegan decided to do a little bit of stargazing, taking the roof off the Bronco and enjoying watching the satellites or aliens flying above our head. It's been an amazing day, and so far the bear sightings are 0, but we have a feeling we'll see them soon.
Good morning. A little cold. Yeah, a little cold. I also made sure I tucked my head into my cocoon. Cocoon.
Once we got out of bed, we started walking towards the bathrooms and noticed that right beside our campsite was evidence of bears in the area. But after a stroll through the trees, it seems that they had come and gone.
Yeah, Yogi's invited for breakfast.
We've moved on to Upper Lakes. Upper Lakes is known for bear sightings in the past, so we remain hopeful that we might be the lucky few.
Look over there. Quick second, I was like,
Even zoomed in at 8, it looks like a bear. How's the temperature? Freezing?
wow, it's not that bad.
With the cold winds coming in, it wasn't much of a good spot for paddleboarding. And since we had no luck with the bears, we decided to move on to our next spot in Elbow Valley. So I was feeling like I was taking all the fun away from everyone, so Tegan is now operating the Bronco and we're cruising through.
Better now, said impassable when wet.
After a couple hours going through Elbow Valley, we were still coming up short on our bear sightings. We were starting to lose hope, but luckily for us, the road was really enjoyable to drive on, and for my wife Tegan, this was one of her first off-roading experiences as a driver, and although the road's not very crazy, it still provided a lot of fun. So everybody, how are you liking the trip so far?
I got a lovely shiatsu massage. It's actually really nice to have that whole
Really? Sweet chili heat.
I have to tell you.
Official partner at Formula One.
This
Oh,
is
wow.
inspired by your mom.
You gonna go racing in this thing right now?
Maybe not.
After stretching our legs and raising our spirits, we decided to get back at it, but we're changing locations. This time, McLean Creek. McLean Creek is best known as an off-roader's paradise, but lucky for me, it's more of a weekend warrior area, and since it's midweek, I'm hoping the quietness allows for better wildlife sightings. So I was just walking here through McLean Creek and I ran across this owl. I'm not really an owl expert or a bird expert, so somebody tell me what type of species owl this is. So babe, where are we now?
We're in Elbow Falls in Kananaskis country, and we're gonna go see some waterfalls.
Right on. So this is the portion of our trip where we hope not to see bears, since we're just foot mobile, but
If we see them, I'll capture them on camera, even if it's the last thing I do. Probably not, but I'll try.
These challenges are incredibly fun and a great way to make an engaging video, but the natural beauty of Kananaskis is what gets me out every time. The rivers and valleys are shaped by millions of years of life, change, and catastrophe, and all of it has led to this.
Washington pits. How cold was that?
Honestly, it's pretty nice for like a little rub and scrub.
Rub and scrub.
It's pretty.
After cooling off in the river, Tegan and I decided to embrace our old Vancouverite spirit and build some nookshucks.
Alright, you're clearly the winner of the Nookshuk stack. Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Since my tower fell, Tegan was clearly the winner of our challenge.
So we found something, evidence of some wildlife. Come take a close look. Either a little deer or a goat maybe came trotting through here. Probably recently because it's somewhat wet.
Probably high traffic area once we're all out of here. Likelihood of running into bears is always higher near a body of water. Now this area is pretty populous with people, so I don't know if we're gonna see any bears on this river. But the thing about the bears out here is they're used to people because it's such a high traffic area. So they kind of come through anyways. So there's still a chance. So now that we're away from like the viewing area, we're just off the beaten trail, so to speak, right directly on the river, we may run into something.
Being out in the remote wilderness means you don't have a connection to find out what's going on around you. And little did we know, just moments after we left Lower Lakes, there was a grizzly family coming to introduce themselves.
Alberta Parks issuing a bear warning for Lower Lake Campground in Peter Lougheed Provincial Park on Thursday after a family of grizzlies ripped open a tent in the campground, prompting the campers to deploy bear spray. Officials say the fluffy family of 4 had been frequenting the campground prior to the encounter. Campers are always being reminded to use caution when venturing into K country and staying aware of your surroundings at all times.
After a few hours along the river, we decided to move on and set up camp for the night.
So we're at our campsite here and we make camp here today before we head on out for day 4. Hopefully we see some bears. If not this leg, then hopefully leg 3. But so far, decent amount of wildlife setup, or a decent amount of wildlife spottings. So yeah, we're just gonna set up the camp.
For the second leg of the journey, my parents decided to head back, so Tegan and I head out on our own. Because it was a last-minute decision to come to this specific campsite, there was only one spot left, but lucky for us, it was a double-sized campsite, so we were able to get a bit more privacy than we had expected.
Okay, so camp is mostly set up. I wanted to show you how we sleep in the Bronco. A lot of people do rooftop tents for overlanding. I'm not going to do that. I take my roof off constantly, and I haven't found a roof rack that I like that's going to give me like any sort of clearance to take the roof panels off. I take them off like every nice day. So plus with my wife camping with me, we just prefer in the car because we ran into bears in the past, and obviously this trip we're looking for them, but you know, comfort, sleep better when you know you're safe. So let's take a look inside. So obviously everything that was in here had to come out, and we have mostly buckets so that everything is sealed, and then an air mattress underneath, as you see, our sleeping bags, just a top cover blanket because it gets a little cold. I was gonna get some storage aspect for here, but I kind of like these as shelves for now. We ended up putting our phones and stuff on the side, so I'm just gonna see how we use it over the next few trips. And then this is my divider for the trunk. I just fold it up there, and then this usually hangs onto stuff, or for my dog, but hang the keys, hang a lantern, whatever you need. And then I also have this interior light, which is pretty nice. And obviously the canopy, it's our main shelter. And then the bins will eventually all come under here once we're cleaned up for the night, and just stacked nicely together. Everything's sealed. All the food goes in the front seat. Garbage, of course, is dealt with. So yeah, and definitely prefer this to setting up a tent, because if you're going to set up anything, I'd definitely rather set up a car. Right?
With the busy day behind us, it's time to kick back, relax, and crack open a nice cold drink. Now that we've had a moment to relax, it's time to chop up some kindling and prepare for a nice fire for the evening ahead of us. All right, babe, so we're all set up, getting cozy in the sun.
This is the life.
What do you think of this site?
I like it.
Yeah, it's a nice site. These first two legs of the journey are like registered campsites, not dispersed camping. I think I'll be doing that one by myself. I don't think Tegan wants to not have a bathroom.
I would like a bathroom.
Yeah. As we began to settle in, we noticed that in the tree line above us was a family of deer that didn't seem scared of us one bit. Well, first Bambi sighting. Although it's always nice to see deer in the wild, it was a sure sign for us that there wasn't any bears nearby, just based on the fact that these deer were way too calm and comfortable.
Burger rave.
After dinner, we decided we wanted to go for a walk and explore, and lucky for us, there was this beautiful trail right along the river.
This is a good campsite. Luckily, they made this beautiful walking path beside the river, and thank goodness for that, because it's freaking gorgeous. Like the sunshine right now, everything's just awesome. Right,
Beautiful.
babe?
We're gonna come back to sunset.
Some would argue that to increase your odds of running into bears, it's better to go deep into the bush and start searching around where the bears might sleep. However, this time of year is the end of hibernation, so these bears are more often out in the open, in the valleys, or alongside water sources replenishing themselves after a long sleep. After coming up short on our bear sightings, we decided to head back to camp. And as soon as we arrived, we realized that the deer family we had gotten to know was back. And again, they weren't scared of us one bit. This camp for a few hours, and the same family of 3 just keeps cruising past the campsite. They're not scared of us at all, just doing their laps back and forth and back and forth.
They're so cute.
Pretty nice. So I think it's safe to say that our bear search in this location is squashed, because if these deer are this comfortable, there's 0 bears around.
TP on top of a log cabin. That's technique. So, having a good time?
Yeah.
My favorite campsite so far. If we're gonna do non-dispersed camping, little elbow. It's great.
Little elbow, yep. We weren't expecting how nice it was here. Like, a very last minute decision to come to this spot, but I used to go to Elbow Falls with my family all the time growing up. So I just recommended we go there, and then this was the campsite close by, and it was a gem.
It's
We're
nice.
super happy.
It's kind of sweet because it's like just shy of an hour away from Calgary. So quick, easy trip.
Yeah.
We'll be here again for sure.
So we're just going for a nighttime walk, scoping for bears. Just kidding. Can't always be about bears. Blair Witch Project out here. It's time for bed now, so we're gonna get in the Bronco. We'll get situated. It's day 4 and the weather called for thunderstorms, but so far it's looking pretty good. So Tegan and I took a slow morning to get started, enjoy our coffee, and get ready for the day. Okay, so it's day 4. Tegan's laughing because I was just burping all my air out before starting this. We are just having coffee, and Tegan had breakfast, and I might skip it. We'll see. Anyway, we're about to go look on Onyx Off-Road for our next location. We want to scout somewhere we've never been. We both grew up in the area, so we're just looking for a new spot. Whether there's bears there or not really our intention at this moment. We just want to go somewhere cool. But for the plot's sake, let's pretend that there's tons of grizzlies there. There's the start of that rain we were expecting. A little late, but at least we're out of here, so we don't have to get wet. After a bit of exploring on the map, we found a trail that led towards a mine. We thought this was a pretty promising activity for the day, but right as we started our adventure, the weather started to pick up, and it seemed like thunderstorms were right on our tail. So it's a bit gloomier out here than we were hoping for, probably gonna get some rain. And this hike that we wanted to do, we thought it was like 700 meters, it's 7 kilometers. So I think we're gonna skip it because we got some football to watch.
The timing couldn't be any more perfect. As soon as Tegan and I got back in the Bronco, the rain started picking up, and just behind that came the hail.
I hate hail.
What do you think? We picked up our dog. Wow. So you can see all of the snow, the hail buildup on the side of the road.
I think it's safe to say that we're gonna end day 4 short. We do have that football game to go to. We'll see how the weather is for that, and then we'll return to the journey when the hail is done.
And in classic Calgary fashion, it is sunny again.
Sunny and hailing. So pretty and nerve-wracking. With day 4 cut short, it's time to reset, regroup, and get ready for day 5.
Okay, so it's day 5 and we've been hit with a lot of rain and a lot of hail over the last little while, but it's finally subsided, and so me and Tegan are gonna head back out into the mountains and hope that as the sun sets, we catch a couple bears doing their little evening grazing before heading to bed.
So we made it to our lookout point for day 5 here in Cypress, and unfortunately, there's a big fire in Saskatchewan, so our view is quite hazy. Now it does look gorgeous. Don't get me wrong, but we can't really see very far, so we might actually go and try the Valley Road. We'll see if we have any luck over there. On our search for bears today, we decided we were going to eliminate the foot mobility and do the entire trip in the Bronco. We're looking on the edges of the roads in the hopes of seeing through the trees to spot a bear, and anywhere that seems promising, we're going to get out, scan around, and hope to see something. Compared to the Elbow River, the Ghost River is quite dirty. Not only is it flowing super fast, it's been taking in a lot of dirt from washing away roads the last couple days.
After 5 days of exploring and hundreds of kilometers traveled, we hadn't seen any bears. And although we were starting to get a bit discouraged, hope wasn't lost yet. The reality of trips like this is usually the thing you go looking for is the thing you cannot find. I can't remember how many times me and my grandfather were out hunting looking for a specific animal and never ever found it, but the days you're just cruising around, there it is, right in front of your face.
You guys seen any bears? It's been 5 days and still, we'd come up short on our search for bears. The closest we came was the bear sighting at Lower Lakes when we decided to enter a family's tent, but it wasn't our tent, so the search continues. For the past week, I've been hesitant to take on the most highly recommended spot for bear sightings due to its touristy nature, but 6 days in and no sightings, I had to try something. So it's day 6 and we've come up short, so we decided to consult ChatGPT and it sent us to Banff. One of the most beautiful places ever, but from an overlanding standpoint, it's far too protected as a national park to enjoy for trails, for overlanding, but for hikes, for scenery, it's amazing. And apparently for bears, this is the spot. There is one bear in particular that we would like to see here, and that is the infamous bear of Banff and Canmore, named the Boss. So let's go on to our first destination of who knows how many, and I'm gonna stop bouncing on this log because it's dead. Okay, let's go.
Our game plan today is to stop at all the recommended viewpoints along Banff and Lake Louise, hoping to see some bears through our binoculars. We're first going to start at Vermilion Lake, just outside of the town of Banff, have a bit of our dinner before we make our way on to the Bow Valley Parkway, where we are most likely to encounter bears. This is Castle Mountain, one of the Alberta Rockies' most iconic mountain ranges.
Okay, so we found a spot on the parkway to get out and be on foot. No vehicle equals less sound, so hopefully we draw out a bear. Holy crap, it finally happened. There's a bear over here by this chair. Check it out. There it is. Big old grizzly. Thank goodness no one was in that chair, hey?
We spotted some trails and decided to follow it, looking for any tracks or signs of life.
Okay, as pretty as this is, these types of lakes and ponds and whatever, they just are mosquito breeding grounds because there's still water. It's pretty gross. Looks pretty, but yeah, these mosquitoes are a piss off. So I'm out of here. Hey dude, you seen any bears?
With no luck at this destination, we decided to get back in my Bronco and start scouting the sides of the road again on the Bow Valley Parkway.
Now I'm 10 deep in the club. Hard to forget you, but I try. Can I make you trip me up? And I just wanna know why.
We're on the hunt. We just saw one.
Okay, I almost lost hope, but we literally just saw one cross the road. There was a black bear. Hell yeah.
Where are you?
After being held up by the traffic, we figured the bear could be anywhere, but we decided to scout through the trees, along the water line, in hopes of seeing the bear somewhere munching on some berries.
He probably made it pretty far in the time that it took us to turn around. Close, but no cigar. I'm not counting that as a video bear sighting. We saw it, but y'all may not even believe it, so we're on to the next spot.
With one sighting in the books, we decided to get back on the parkway and try our luck along the road again.
behind the mountain. It's here. But wow. Okay, so it's been 6 days, probably 20 to 30 locations that we've tried. And whether you believe me or not, we did see a bear today, but not very exciting. Just a black bear crossing the road while we were driving down Bow Valley Parkway, which is where they said we would be most likely to find him. And so we did, but we were not quick enough with the camera, and I went into the bushes and long gone. So I guess moral of the story is you shouldn't be very afraid to come out here, because we tried to find bears and they're like, no, not happening. So how do you feel now about hikes?
I feel better about hikes. I was experiencing a lot of bear fear mongering on my socials, so it was making me feel a little bit sketched out. But I do think that now that we've tried so hard and we have barely come across anything or any traces of them, that I could get out into the mountains again.
Honestly, we camped in a lot of places. We checked out all the hot zones. So at the end of the day, if you run into a grizzly, count yourself lucky, because it's pretty rare to find. So I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know what animals we should go look for next time. Elks, cougars, wombats, you tell us. Go enjoy wherever you live, and if you happen to live in Alberta, it's the best season to be out here. So we'll see you on the trail.
Bye!